Well, welcome to your first day on the job. You're going to have some very tough hands after today. You'll still be able to feel with them, but you'll know what it's like to feel things that aren't always conducive to being felt. Your hands are nails, building what it is this experience will be for you. So I'd like to start with a little interactive activity. When I say the word work, what does it mean to you? If you could close your eyes right now and imagine working, what would it look like? Could you possibly act it out? If you can, do so now. I think it's interesting that the people that were moving seemed like they were all on like a construction site. But I'm here to try to convince you that work can mean a lot of different things. And so I'm going to start off with a little spoken word piece here about work. There's always work to be done, not always money to be had. A job is an obligation, but without the connotations that generally follow that word. I'll do this so that this will happen. It's little more than cause and effect. A lot more sometimes, actually. But if we could understand it, but at its base, we could understand it as a contract between two people or intrapersonally. But be sure to understand the terms. When does it start? In what way? When is it over? How will I know? What will happen as a result? The terms may not be entirely ours, but we alone hold the power of evaluation, the autonomy of decision to establish level of worth. You don't always have to win. Internal transactions can synergistically improve the situation without your partner even knowing that they would have slighted you if you hadn't generated personal income of serotonin coming from the ether, attracted by the fact that things don't always need to transact exactly. Books don't always stack straight as long as the outside slides with some semblance of satisfaction. The inner world can exist in a state of rebellious benevolence. How sweet does it feel to do a thing that is to be done, that may not be done if you hadn't done it? What is your reason for choosing to pursue the conclusion? If you can answer this, congratulations, you're working. Thank you. Again, my name is Broccoli, but tonight I'm going by Norman the Foreman, and I am here to give you all a little bit of an orientation to the working world. So, first thing you gotta know about working is you gotta be tough. You gotta be tough, not just in the general kind of sense of the word as most of us understand it. You need to be tough, you need to be resilient. Your body needs to stretch and bend but not break. Your mind needs to do the same. You have to know what it is you've set out to do. You have to have a clear goal in mind, and the timeline doesn't have to be set and it can be changed, but you must understand the difference between something needing to be done and something being done. And you need to find out what characteristics will tell you when a thing is done versus when it needs to be done. You know, the term job, as I would usually think about it, is about, you go somewhere and you do something and you need to work so that you can get money. But we also have jobs that are not necessarily that simple or don't involve that kind of exchange of money or whatever else for favors. I mean, we all have jobs to do. We have a job to be a good friend or a good family member. We might have a job to be true to ourselves. It might be a job in a sense to be committed to what it is you find value in, and to not let your job get in the way of your job. Right?
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Thanks to the hosting for having me. My name is Broccoli, aka Norman the Foreman, and I have another little diddly for you. Let me stretch. Okay. I've redone this step 100 fucking times, and just as I'm about to lose it and bust this PVC pipe into molecule-sized pieces, a group of kids asks me, "What you gonna put in there?" The air smells like burnt hamburger tires holding on for dear life to make it back from the grocery store. Access across the street, modern American life sits upon the shoulders of bellowing smokestacks. If you didn't know what they were or you were young at heart, you might say they're work machines. They exist to give people something to do for money, but in exchange, they make you sick. When I leave, I wash my jacket, but back at the site, any cleaning device would still hold within it imprints of proximity to industry. Clean is a relative term when the air constantly giving you stuffy hugs that you know so well when you come back from a trip, but day to day your mind is trained to leave it be, to not let the senses take note, even as the chemical kiss enters your bloodstream and squeaks your lungs and asserts itself within your physiology. Thank you. So as I said, my name is Broccoli, Norman the Foreman. I came here to tell you all about hard work. That's what this show is about, right? And in my life recently, hard work has come to mean many things that I never knew it would mean before. I found myself pursuing goals that are less tangible, and it's a lot harder to know when you're doing the job well and how the job is progressing, whether the goal has changed, if what we're pursuing is even worth the pursuit. And I think a lot can be said about putting your nose and mind to the grindstone and not letting that grindstone destroy the integrity of whatever body part you decided to put it in contact with, but allowing it to touch that abrasive surface in a way that helps you better understand what it is you put into the flame in the first place. There's something about coming off of a hard day's work, knowing that what you did might not have been something that furthered your dreams and aspirations, but maybe simply it was what you had to do in that moment and you did it. It is done. And if you hadn't done it, it wouldn't have been done. All right. I think this is my last diddly. My name is Broccoli, aka Norman the Foreman. And as far as I'm concerned, you're all ready to work. You've done a really good job. You all seem tough, as far as I can tell. And all I ask you is to not lose yourself in the effort. Effort is a lesson in attainment. Paint your thoughts and make faces. Place your faults in the basement. Chase your want for whatever. Better than nothing is something that you worked for. Better than something you got for free too. Reasons are mirrors. Examine them and see you and how you think and feel about time spent. The currency of work is inconvenience mixed with minutes. While you're in it, it never adds up the same. Every day's a little different, and remember what I say when I tell you that hell is that which has no deadline. Endlessness isn't so bad unless it's in the bag of goodies you're trying to get from yourself or others. Mother, holy mother, ghost, have eaten my cold cannoli I was saving for lunch tomorrow. I have a hunch that a bunch of us mistrust the sad system, at least as it appears to our bloodshot eyes. But when the back hits the cot, it'll all be fine. Sleep well. We've got a long day tomorrow. Thank you. For the final time, my name is Broccoli, aka Norman the Foreman, and thank you so much for being a part of your work orientation. Now get to work.
All right. Everybody, Broccoli! Thank you all for lending your ears, your attention, your hearts, and your time to Mr. Norman the Foreman.